Okay, so this problem is longest substring without repeating characters. It's a very easy sliding window based algorithm or problem. So let me read this problem statement. Given a string S, find the length of the longest substring without duplicate characters. Okay, and it is given some examples, but I'll anyway like explain you this problem in a blank sheet. So the suppose there is some string like some characters. So it wants us to like identify those substrings which only have one characters like this kind. Okay? Suppose these are substring in which you can see that every character occurs only once. So this is a valid uh, substring for which is the problem wants us to find, and it wants us to find the length of the maximum string. So how we are going to solve this problem? Solving this problem is pretty easy. What we'll do is that we'll start with this, right? We'll basically start with the first index and then put this in a map, right? Put this in a map. Map would be the character that we're putting in to the index where we found it. In that case, it will be the map would look like a character will be pointing to index 0, right? In this case. And okay, so and then we'll put a left pointer here. Initially, our left pointer will point to 0, and then we'll have another character, right? Let that be v. We'll put a right character here, but will not populate this. Make the right pointer point to 1, but will not populate this character into the map. What we'll do is that we'll pick up this character in a particular loop, and then we'll check that whether the character is already available in the map or not. So in this case, you can see the character is not available in the map, so we'll be putting this character also in the map, right? So that's how I plan to proceed. So now let us look at the code, and that will give more detail of what it is. So basically, okay, now let me explain you a bit more. So what we're trying to do is that suppose we have this kind of array, and then maybe we have, okay, we figure out, okay, we have a b here. Okay, this next right is on b, right index, right? Right is on b. Now this b already appears in the map because the map is currently tracking this substring, and this b already appears in the map. So what we'll do is that we'll have to move the left pointer to here, so that now b is not there in the substring. This is the new substring, right? So b is not there in the substring, and then we can basically take this b into a substring. Okay, this will become a new substring which all which for which all the characters now are unique. So this is a basic uh, I mean sliding window based approach, right? Which we'll use here. So let us now dive into the code and see and figure there. I'll explain you a few more details if it is required. So okay, if so the code starts with taking the input of the substring or the string as input, the main string as input, and then we check if the string is empty. Obviously, if the string is empty, there is no substring, so we'll return 0 in that case. Then obviously, as I told you, that we'll populate left to 0. We'll initialize left pointer by 0 and the right pointer by 1. This is just for the sake of ease. We'll capture the length of the string in a variable. We'll initialize the map. We'll put the index at 0 into the map, right? And the map is basically pointing from a character to the index which the character is present in the current substring. Currently, our substring is just the first element, so this makes sense. And then our result is 1. So result will store the smallest. Result will store the largest length of the largest substring which has non-repeating characters. So we already checked that s is not empty, so that means the minimum value which it can take is 1, because at least if you take one element, obviously there can be no repeating letters there, right? Because it only comprises of one letter. So obviously we'll have this sanity check. Since the right is in valid bounds, we take the current character of the right, check if it is not contained in the map or contained in the map. So let us look at what happens if it is contained in the map. Then we obviously will keep shifting the left pointer till the left pointer becomes one more than the uh, uh, place where the character is already found. So if we go back here, now this was the index where the character was already found, and we need to shift the left pointer till here, right? Which is basically I plus one. Which is what we are doing here, right? Till it is not there, we'll just erase the current letter from the map, because we are our substring no longer contains the letter. So basically what happens is, suppose as we are moving the left pointer from here to here, as you're moving the left pointer from this here to here, then obviously this has to be removed from the map, right? So that is what is being done here, and then we'll increment the left pointer till it goes to the place where we want it to go, and then we'll take the right, we'll again take the character, so now we'll basically here we are putting the right, the character that the right index to into the map. So that is what you're doing here, and then we'll again calculating whether the new substring that we have found is the has the maximum length or not, and then we are incrementing the right character further, and then go, and then basically all of this repeats till our right goes out of bound, right? So that's the approach, and this will give the right answer. This passes all the test cases. Hopefully you understood the problem. I see you in the next video. Thank you.